So this is for WeisWorld Art Challenge of the Month. Wait, what? So this is my entry for WeisWorld competition, where you have to design the 6th character for his Ultimate Anime Fighter Theater thing. It's like a little thing where there's a bunch of superheroes and they all fight evil bad guys and stuff. And basically there's 5 heroes and he wants people in his audience to come up with the 6th one. And that's what I'm designing right now. So the character I've decided to design's name is Akihiko. I think, yeah, that's how you pronounce it. It's at least close. His real name is Ted. That's his real human name, Ted. And then his superhero name is Akihiko. He has pretty cool powers. Like, his main power is this. So let's start off. This is how his main power works, how the dimension traveling thing is. This is him right here, the purple with the A on it. This is his enemy, the red. Let's say the red enemy is coming at him. What he can do is basically travel underneath the layer of our Earth to a different dimension. This green one's our dimension. He goes to this purple one. And then he travels over here and comes back. Now he's behind the enemy, and he can sneak attack him from behind. He can do this with any angle. He's here, he can move up here, come back, and attack from above, and no one can see him do it. And other than that, he just kind of has little powers, like he can it's something he's working on to kind of get into the head of his enemies, but he's not really there yet. It's kind of like he can use it for party tricks, like you're thinking of the color blue, and stuff like that. How he got these powers is actually a cool story. So he was born blind, actually. Scientists found it. They said, hey, would you volunteer your baby to us so that we could experiment and see if we could give him back sight? And his parents said, sure thing, why not? I mean, we want our baby to see. So they took the baby and they experimented on it until years later in his life. He's, a teenager by now. They came up with these super goggles that would allow him to see. When he put them on, something went wrong, and they ended up inscribing everything into his brain. They wired up into his brain, and now data's just being transferred in there and stuff, and it gave him these weird powers. He started having strange dreams and seeing weird things and stuff. And at this point, he can't take the goggles off. They're in his brain. They're part of him. So he was going to this weird place in his dreams. Every night he would go to this strange dimension with staircases. It was swirls and portals. His dreams felt so real, and they were just so... It felt like he was really there. And then he realized he really was there. Once he realized this, he was able to teleport back and forth from dimension to dimension, that one that he saw in his dreams and Earth, and he's able to go back and forth. No one knows why these glasses gave him this power, or maybe it's something he had from birth and these glasses just enlightened it. But it's pretty cool, I think. Now, some things about his design is he wears very skin-tight clothes. His clothes are super tight to his body. And that's because everyday life he wears normal clothes. But if something bad happens, he literally rips them off. He's never gonna wear those again because they're totally destroyed. He rips them off, and now he has on his tight suit. No one would have ever guessed it was under there because it's so tight on him. Now some things about his design. And that little bandana is just there to look cool. He thought, he didn't look complete without it. He does wear fingerless gloves, and that's just a little detail I added in there to make him look a little bit more rounded and stuff. That band-aid on his nose, one time he actually did get hit in the nose. There were a bunch of little, kids just throwing rocks, and one knocked him right in the nose, and he was like, no! Oh, my nose! So what he did was he just put a band-aid on it. He thought, I might as well just put a band-aid on it. So he put a band-aid on it. And he was like, oh my gosh, this is my new superhero look. This looks epic. So now he wears a band-aid on his nose. Now, it is Band-Aid brand because, it's really sticky because Band-Aid brand gets stuck on me. His hair, that is his hair on his head. That's not anything else. That's his hair. And he thought, all these people in my life are anime people, so they have this hair that's really spiky. And to do that, you must have to put a lot of gel in your hair. So what if I was the coolest kid on the block and I put so much gel in my hair? It was a hay bale, it was a block. And he has to put literally a bottle of pomade in his hair every day. One time he washed it and it was so shaggy, he felt so weird. It was hilarious looking, actually. He never really washes his hair. It starts smelling bad, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah, now he can go back and forth dimensions and stuff, and that's a pretty cool power. I want him to have some sort of projectile weapon, but I don't know what it is yet. Maybe he can like shoot lasers out of his eyes. That'd be a pretty cool thing. Yeah, maybe the glasses, when they short-circuited, accidentally gave his eyes super abilities, so he has like X-ray vision and like laser eyes and like all kinds of cool powers like that. Yeah, I think he should have at least X-ray vision, maybe laser eyes. It's up to Y, whatever he wants. He's kind of stuck up a little bit. He thinks he's the best. And wait, he talks. He's like, huh. Oh man, glad I could be here to save the day. Without the entire team, it would have gone wrong too. We're family, guys. You guys are like brothers to me. Yeah, that's kind of how his personality is. But sometimes he does have his nice moments. Overall, he actually is pretty fun to be around. Like, he has his moments where he's like, thank you so much, thank you, you saved me. You know, his humble moments. I think sometimes he's just a little self-conscious because he's the youngest one on the team. I haven't decided his age yet, but I'm pretty sure he's actually pretty young. So I think he's a little self-conscious, so he tries to make up for it by acting like he's the best. But, you know, he'll slowly get more used to it and realize that they do accept him and that they are his friends. His friend is actually into, like, engineering and science and all that cool stuff, and he built in a little button on the side of his goggles that when he presses it, he can see into the spirit realm. Like that one episode of Adventure Time where Ice King can see all, like, the monsters and Finn touches, like, the porcelain lamb or something. I forget exactly how it went. But it's kind of like that. When he presses this button, he can see into like a different realm. He's still trying to figure out why this gave him dimension traveling powers of all things. So maybe that could be like his story arc. Like it turns out some guy was like, no, you're the chosen one. You should have had the powers all along. This was my excuse for giving them to you. You can look up the pronunciation of his name. In Japanese, it actually means bright boy, which he picked that name because he thought he was smart. He was like, oh man, I'm one bright boy. So, yeah, but that's how his name came to be. Yeah, do whatever you want with him. He's your property now. Yeah, this was fun. This was a good experience for me. Yeah. Alright, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, WeisWorld Art, for giving me this challenge. It was actually a blast to create such a different style character from what I would normally make. See you guys in the next video.